Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live Smell the Glove. As of this moment, is we'll call it the O2. Is it the OG2? The OG, like old guard 2, right? Just right now, me and Paul waiting for Rev to get in here. So, Paul, it's just me and you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's a bit old school, just you and me.
It is
like, what, 2000? It feels like 2014.
Can we? It's so weird. The two of us.
Do you remember?
I feel like I'm on a date.
Do you remember when there was like fuck all Celtic podcasts out there and nobody wanted to do them because Ronnie Dyler was manager and Neil Lennon was manager and Celtic were really shit? And now there's tons. There's tons of us out there. Nah, it's just a wind up to the boys in the HailHailMedia.
Exactly.
How many pods out. But if you don't know, the guys on HailHailMedia have a chat thread that goes all the shows on it, all the guys like the Homeboys and the Colonial Podcast and Belfast Boy, and we just sit ripping the piss out of each other all day. So, Castle Milk.
Castle Milk in the house.
Fucking hell.
That is pretty funny. That was funny stuff.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, what's up with you? What's new with you?
Nothing, man. Just a little bit of work, a little bit of travel, trying to break out and be able to get to Philadelphia with the boys. So you're going to try and get there, right? Now, obviously, you got some clearance. Since there's no wall between Canada and the U.S.
No, yeah. Well, I'm trying to build one, but right. Yeah, guys. Some of the guys who listen to the show kind of know me and know my situation. Where over the last few years, I've been living in Canada. Obviously, I applied for residency like 2.5 years ago, and it's just been going on for ages. And my current working visa runs out in summer, and the boys obviously want me to come down to Philadelphia for the Paddy's Day celebration. And I'm a bit hesitant because it's getting the last couple of months of my visa. The Americans ask questions because they think that you're just randomly breaking into the country and staying there. The Canadian guys are like, "Oh, your visa's going to run out." And truth is, you're doing nothing wrong. It's just fucking aggro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last time I came back,
6 months.
Last time I came back from America, I got illegally fined $200 by the Canadian immigration. Well, they had to refund me because they found out it was a mistake, and I only got the money. Like 6 months later.
Without interest.
Without interest. So yeah. So as you can imagine, I've not been very keen about hopping borders recently.
No.
And but I do want to come down. It's just a matter of if this comes through. I got a letter basically saying that it's all processed. You just got the province of Quebec are going to invite you in to come and basically show your passport, show all your.
You're gonna be legal.
Make sure it's cool.
You're already legal. I mean, you're going to be official.
I'll be like waving a Canadian or Quebec flag, being like, "I'm cool now." So I can live here forever.
You can. Like, so you got to go back to loving the Queen again.
When did? Let's calm.
Hey, listen. Every time I've been through Canadian immigration, I see a picture of the Queen on the wall.
Well, here's the thing, right? So I'm giving a big shout out at the moment because there's a couple of new listeners listening from the Montreal Impact fans, because I've been kind of engaging with them. And big shout out to a guy Ian who's currently listening. He's kind of a good mate of mine, and Joey's down at McGibbon's, who's another big Celtic fan here. We're trying to adopt him as a Celtic fan, and so like, obviously I'm engaging in their fan culture, and obviously most of us cringe at MLS and think it's really shit. But in Montreal, there's this kind of like European influence and a South American influence, and the guys are a lot more into it. They're into the kind of like the Antifa, and they know about the Green Brigade, and they know about this and that. And so I've been kind of like talking to these guys and trying to get involved. And I was just like, man, they're Quebecers. They must fucking hate the Queen. Yes.
Do they really?
So, well, they've got to, of course. Of course, Quebecers hate the Queen.
I don't know. I've never been. I've only been to Toronto to hang out with you.
Quebec, well, the Quebecois don't. Well, they had a big battle with the English and shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into history.
Of course, the French and the English, yes.
But so they're no fans of the Queen. So I want to start a song about. There's a guy called Piatti, Nacho Piatti. Let's do the Yellow Submarine song about him and how he hates the fucking Queen. This guy's such a Tim. This guy Piatti, right? he won the league with San Lorenzo, which is the Pope's team
Mm-hmm.
in Argentina.
Argentina, yeah.
So he went over, he got to meet the Pope and shake hands with the Pope. I thought only Paul Tin got to meet the Pope. But yeah, so big shout out to the Montreal guys. And some of you don't know, the Montreal Celtic Supporters Club's probably going through bad times at the moment. The amount of money we're getting charged for the stuff to show the games is ridiculous, and we really need to replenish the troops and get more guys in there. So if you're in Montreal, if you're an Impact fan, you don't watch the games, or if you're a Celtic supporter that's in the area and just want to make a trip at it, come down, get involved. Good bunch of guys in that. So yeah.
You know what? I'll agree with you on that. It is a lot of fun to actually watch the game with people, as compared to not. By yourself. It's a little bit tougher. I mean, between what those guys do in Australia and New Zealand at all hours of the morning, but here at like I'll be in Central Time Zone tomorrow, so Saturday's game is like 6:30 in the morning. It's tough to get up and get somewhere, but if you can get up and get somewhere, it's awesome. A couple weeks ago, I was in Madrid and I got to go hang out with the Madrid CSC at the Triskel. It was absolutely just phenomenal. There's no Spanish beer, there's no tapas, there's nothing. You walk in and it smells like Glasgow. Loved it. Absolutely. I was like, I feel like I'm in Glasgow again. And to hang out with those guys and meet Tony from the History Boys, who's out there now. Yeah, we get to hang out and have a couple beers.
I really enjoy. We're not going to sit and plug too many other shows, but the History Boys show
is really good.
Enjoy.
Yes.
And do you remember when we actually first started this show?
Our first show.
We said, we said we weren't going to do a show that's like current, and what we were going to. The plan of this show initially was what the History Boys is now.
Yes.
We pick something from recent history and talk about it.
Trivia question. You ready?
Yeah, we didn't think we were going to be able to do that live, but it just kind of spiraled out of control.
So here's a trivia question. We did one player review and then never went back to it again. Do you remember who it was?
Was it Scott McDonald?
No, Kelvin Wilson.
Kelvin Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah, they reviewed, because the idea was we were going to pick a player and then review his Celtic career and give him a mark out of 10.
Yes. Yes, he had left and gone back to Nottingham Forest.
All right, well, give us some feedback in the chat room or whatever. Let us know. Is that the type of shit you want to hear? Or do you just want to hear us like normal? I don't know.
Oh my God, yeah, that's old school. But those guys, I'll tell you what, to hang out with him. And the one thing, believe it or not, if you've watched Tony and I go at it on Twitter, it's always been his dislike, or not dislike, but his non-appreciation for Tony Stokes versus my love for Tony Stokes. Not that I had to mention him again. But
so that was, how long have we been on air? You've managed to mention Tony Stokes already?
About 12 minutes.
Fucking back.
But no, the funny part was we got together and we got to sit around. We didn't even talk about him. And I promised them I'd buy him a beer and talk about Tony Stokes, and never did. It was really cool. We got to drink some Guinness and watch the game there, and it was excellent. I thought I had a great time. So shout out to the Madrid CSC. Awesome time, and down in the basement watching the game, and with probably. And I'll tell you what, it's cool because I've been all over the country to be able to watch with different groups. I got to get up to Montreal and to Cleveland and the rest of those groups, and out to Sonoma for that matter, for those guys too. But
yeah, I think
that's good
the
stuff.
Next trip for me, I think I want to get over to the Ottawa CFC.
I got to do that too.
For the couple of guys came down for the last Celtic versus Sevco game, and they're good guys. And got a couple of mates over there anyway. So yeah, I'd like to get over there. But yeah, if you one thing, we are the North American representative now of Celtic podcasts. Now, obviously, it started with Beyond the Waves, and there was the Lost Boys and all. But I suppose we're the only ones left. So if you're out there, you've got a Celtic CFC in North America, and you want to kind of plug your CFC, get in touch.
Oh, we'll definitely.
Let us know where you're at.
Definitely throw that out there.
Let us know if you've got some unique one, and we'll maybe. You never know. We've got air miles. We can maybe.
We got a few air miles. Yeah, I have a couple 100,000 air miles we could use. But anyway, so not that we want to talk about the game, but what did you think of the Rabona goal?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You like that?
It's one of those things where there's goals that Celtic have scored over the last year, especially this season with Brendan Rodgers, that if Barcelona had scored it and it was Messi that put the ball in the back of the net, then it would be on every sports channel in the world. I mean, we held the possession for like 2 minutes of just every player in the team pushed the ball, including the goalie, back forth, just dragged them out. And like, it's a cliche, but fucking St Johnstone are no mugs, man. They're like well organised, so you know. So yeah, fucking beautiful. And Lustig, fucking hell, that kind of, what is it called?
Rabona, yes.
I'm not hipster enough to do that, but fucking hell, yeah, beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm not cool on that either. My son knows that stuff. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I brought our man Ian down to watch his first Celtic game, and he watched Celtic versus Albion Rovers Snowfest. And I was just saying to him, like, this is not Celtic game, you know, really like. And then the next week we fucking play St Johnstone, and then just score beautiful goals, Celtic football from start to finish. Guy comes off the bench and scores a fucking hat-trick. I mean, it's unreal. It's beautiful. So, like, I mean, I'm just loving it at the minute. We're just playing fucking great football. We're on Dream Street. The Huns are fucking nowhere. And you know what's brilliant? I don't read the mainstream media, but one of the fucking daubers in the Daily Record or whatever said that the Rangers are now Celtic in the 90s, and Celtic are now the Rangers in the 90s, and Mark Warburton's like Rangers Lou Macari and all this. And see, for a guy that's turning 32 this month, like, and growing up through that, and just how shit Celtic were, and now the tables have turned, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's a beautiful thing, right?
So,
thing, right? See,
good.
Before I go on any further, right?
Yeah.
I hate to spoil the illusion of this show, but like sometimes we don't always just spitball. Like, we were meant to have a structure for this show, and I usually have a bit of paper where I write something down, just something funny that I've seen, or something like, like Dembele's goal, talk about that, or like Lustig's backheel or something, right? I've just got an A4 piece of paper in front of me at the minute, with one line on it, 3 words, that just says, so much money.
Big difference.
So much money. Celtic have got so much money now, we don't even know what to do with it. What are those fucking tax reports, or pre-tax profits? Fuck's sake, where did all that money come from?
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
It was almost like 2.5 years ago, me and you sat down and were like, we need to spend money to make money, we need a higher profile manager.
And now once a little breathing room comes in, they have that opportunity. Seriously.
Unreal, man.
You ready? Just not to belabor the point, but the he said what he meant to say. What he said, what he meant to say. Ian Bankier said this. You ready? The board is optimistic about our immediate future and firmly supports the self-sustaining financial model that has served us well. What do you think that means? What do you think he really wanted to say?
Well, did you not hear the other quote from him?
What one?
He said, he basically said that with Peter Lawwell, it's going to be 20 in a row to sell.
Oh, yeah, the guy from SFA, the old SFA chief, yeah. That's...
But anyway, what I meant to say was, yes, we are minted.
Yes, that's exactly what he's saying. Right, yes, now. We're minted. This is what we got. We have some, and you got none. Is basically what he's saying at this point in time.
Ian Bankier isn't really much of a talker, though. Do you mind his fucking piss chat when we unveiled Brendan Rodgers? He started talking about, what is it? He's going on about, like, camera phones are great, aren't they? I wonder who invented them.
Camera phones. He's a little behind the times, you're saying.
What the fuck's got to do with anything, man?
Oh my God! Hey, let me ask you this: did you give me a fuck? Here we go with the Boyata own goal.
But yeah, like, I just saw it where you're like, fucking, what was the stat? Four games, 4 clean sheets with Boyata in defence, and then just fucking, that's a feature of an own goal, man. A lot of strikers would have been happy with it.
That's 3 headers in 3 games for him. Serious header.
Aye.
That was a bullet.
I think he's going to be one of these players where I don't want to jinx it. And I think worst case scenario for us is, I think we've got a reasonable player, but I think he might Leuven syndrome of switching off for like 2 minutes of a game, and then he's like fucking amazing for 88 minutes, and just that 2 minutes where he switches off, he might just have a momentary lapse of reason where he just fucking does wild shit. And hopefully Brendan Rodgers can get around that, because he looks an athlete, you know. So
yeah, I would say this. I mean, we were actually chatting about this in our message group. I think the more important thing that happened was the second half for Dedrick. I really believe that was the most important 45 minutes of his career. The second half, after he got into the locker room and he held it down, he didn't make any more mistakes. He kept his head. I think that was immense for him. I think that was the biggest thing that he could have ever done.
I think it might have actually been Brendan Rodgers' fault, because it could have been that he just told him he was shooting the wrong way.
All right, Dedrick, don't shoot at Craig.
I got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Celtic supporters.
Supporters.
Where did we get this comic book character of like Brendan Rodgers impressions? Because he sounds nothing like that. We've just been doing it for so long.
Supporters. I love when he says that. Supporters.
There you go.
So a Dembele hat trick at halftime. So let me ask you this: when you're sitting there watching the game with your newfound Celtic supporter friends, what did they think of Dembele? Did they say £40 million player, or no?
No, they didn't. They didn't see this game, so I watched this in the house.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Ian came down for the Albion Rovers Snowfest, so that was shy. But no, I don't think they've been back since. So yeah, I'll try and get the boys back down to see a bit more of the Celtic, you know. So yeah, we've got to save some souls here, man, because there's guys like Ian here who's listening in. He's a Manchester United supporter at the minute. And I sat him down and I was like, dude, right, it's kind of like Manchester United, they're like a boy band, right? They're like a boy band of football. And like when you're like a little kid, you're like, yeah, fucking Backstreet Boys. And then you hit high school and you're like, hold on, I like Nirvana. You know what I mean? And you'll be kind of like, Man United, nah. So yeah, I think he's actually going to come down to Philly if I can go. So he wants to kind of to check it out. So any of the Montreal boys that want to go down to Philly, man, I'll take them in the car and are down and get you to meet them all. Tell them your stories of that's how you got into Celtic and stuff.
It is great stuff. I mean, it is cool to go there and talk with these guys and to see what they're, you know, what's behind it, and then to watch it go from there. I think it's great. And you know what? It has a lot more to do with TV than anything else, which is another, you know, the reason why what's his name, Bankier was talking about it was another 7 point some million euros for TV money that they're getting. You know,
Peter Lawwell's just sitting in a swimming pool of money right now, getting like 50 quid notes and just rubbing them on his nips.
What? What the fuck was that?
We're like drunk with power. Like, we've got so much fucking money.
How can you equate drunk with power with rubbing 50 notes on your nipples? What the fuck?
Admit it, you can't stop picturing that.
No, I have to go ahead and mute you now and wash my eyes out with bleach.
It's going to a stage where fucking, it's not even just big Pedro Lawwell, like Jean the cleaning lady in like Celtic Park. She's got a fucking heated driveway now. It's down to like the guys working in the Celtic Superstore that are just all fucking, like, you know what'd be brilliant, right? You know what Celtic should do? You know how like you go into the Celtic Superstore, right? and they're wearing like Celtic polo shirts with like their name badges round it, right? Just for a wind up with the Huns, they should get all the Celtic Superstore employees and give them like mink fur coats and like fucking diamond earrings. So someone goes in just to show how much money we've got.
Just to flash it on them.
Just to flash it. Did I tell you about the story about my mate?
No, go ahead.
As a Rangers, this is actually a weird one. I never told you this, right? But As you guys know, I went on vacation down in America to Tennessee. A good mate of mine, he was a born and raised Rangers supporter, but to be honest, he's not really that into football. He's more into American football. He loves the NFL, and that's the reason we were down watching some SEC football.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like he's a Rangers supporter, and but he's just not into it. But he did go to the games with his dad when he was a kid, and so his mate in Chicago, who he was visiting, is a Celtic fan who's American, and he lived in Glasgow for a while and started supporting Celtic. And he asked, he's like, "Can you bring me over a Celtic shirt?" My mate, being sound, was like, "I'll go and get you a Celtic shirt and get it printed." So he went down to like Celtic Park and like went into the Celtic store and got him a printed Celtic jersey, which is pretty good for a hunt, to be honest with you, right? And
I brought my own bag, thank you. He didn't want anyone to see it.
We're on this long road trip, right? On this long road trip, and a lot of like, you know, home truths came out. You know, you're talking really straight, talking about life in general and shit that you don't normally talk about with this deep and meaningful discussions and that. And my mate just turned around and says to me, he goes, "You know what, Paul? See if I could start again, I'd just be a Celtic fan." A Rangers fan actually said that to me. That's it.
Well,
you
remember the sign. Your grandchildren will be Celtic supporters.
But this is a guy who slagged me for Celtic getting beat off Rangers once. Like honestly, he said to me, he goes, like, just going down to like Celtic Park and like going into like the Celtic Superstore and like actually talking to people who weren't fucking brain dead, like the Ibrox. And you go, see all that thing with the fucking Palestinian flag and all that, man. He was like, I should have just been a Celtic fan. Like, I think if I went back now, I would be a Celtic fan.
Wow.
He's like, I'm not into football anymore. But like, for a Rangers fan to say that, albeit not a huge Rangers fan, you know what I mean? Like,
any Rangers fan. Yeah.
It's just like, but that was a strange admission. I never thought I'd hear that off a fucking hunt.
Wow.
But,
did you charge him $50 for the psychological consult? Just lay down on my couch. Keep talking. I'm writing. Go ahead. I'm writing. Go ahead. Keep talking.
We've had a breakthrough. But there you go.
Dear God. Did you get beaten as a child? Is there anything else you want to tell me? I mean, dear God. Who says that? I think I'm going to switch sides. No one says that.
No, it wasn't like, I will switch sides or I have. But I think he was just it was an admission more that, like, yeah, you know what? The Celtic fan culture is better, and it more fits me in my lifestyle and who I am as a person. And I think Rangers are just a bit shit. And I think that the type of the guy that he is, like, the concept of going to Ibrox and hearing them singing songs about pedophiles or being up to their knees in Fenian blood or spitting on black people and all this shit, I think that would just disgust this guy. Like, this guy would be repulsed by that mentality.
Yeah, well, being in Canada, he's probably far removed from that environment in general.
No, he's not. No, he's not in Canada.
Oh, I thought
he flew over from Scotland.
Oh, whoa!
He's still living in Glasgow. Actually, he's just moved from Glasgow. He's moved down to England. But
wow!
So no, he is a like born and raised Glaswegian.
Well, there you go.
So
that's interesting.
But yeah, it was really weird. But I think like it's something we don't consider. There's guys out there who will be born Rangers fans who are just like good guys, like good guy Rangers fans who like when they were a kid they got a blue jersey and they played football and blah blah blah. And like the part of this fan culture for these Rangers fans is I go to a game and I have to put up with racists being there. I have to put up with bigots being there. This is what football's like. This is what fan culture is. And then they're like, suddenly they get exposed to the other side of it, and they're like, oh wait, it's not actually like that. It's just my team.
That's
you know
crazy.
What I mean? So,
that's absolutely crazy.
I had another mate who was, his dad was a Rangers fan. He refused to be a Rangers fan. I took him to a Scotland game over in Prague. It was Czech Republic or was it Prague? I can't remember. Anyway, it was Eastern Europe somewhere. And he was like everyone was drinking in this square, and he was like, "Is everyone going to get pissed and just like pan the windows in and start fucking trashing shit?" And I'm like, "No, man, no, we're Scotland fans. We don't do that." And he was like, "Oh, well, it's just because like Rangers fans do that shit. I seen what happened in Manchester and all that. So he was like, I bet everyone here's going to be a dick because he was just so used to like stories to his dad about, oh, we went down here, then we got drunk, and then just fucking trashed the pub and fucking done in the barman and all this, and you're like, fuck that.
That's great. That's funny.
Anyway,
so hey, listen, let me ask you a question. I don't know if you saw this or not. In honor of Bruni's anniversary, which I don't know if you saw, it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the first ever Bruni against in the face of that rat-faced bastard. What's his name again?
HailHail's Juice.
Yeah, HailHail's douche. Yeah, the 6 years. 6 years going back. Daffabet put a video on YouTube that asked him about his favorite Celtic 11 that he's played with.
Nah.
So you wanna shoot off 11? You think?
Oof! It was probably going to test my memory of like who was there when he was around, because I assume Stan Petrov would have been gone when Bruni was there. I think when Bruni turned up at Celtic Park, it was more Yarasek, Lennon, Nakamura, and Maloney who were kind of in the midfield, if I remember rightly.
Nakamura was one of them.
Then like Zurawski was up front. I'm just saying who was there when he got there. Mm-hmm. Zurawski would have been up front with Vinegar Hesslink came the next year. Kenny Miller would have been there at the start. So he's not going to say fucking Kenny Miller.
No, he's not.
How weird would it be if he did? Then obviously Vinegar Hesslink came the next year. The back four would have been like your Caldwells and McManus and Co. Alright, so best goalie, I think you'd probably say Fraser Forster.
He said Gordon.
Did he?
He said Gordon.
Did he? Yeah.
He did.
Is he going to pick? I think he'll pick a lot of the current squad, because like it's it's kind of rude not to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So right back.
I think he'd probably. He played with Lennon, didn't he?
I don't think so. I think he played against him.
No, he didn't. Did he kind of replace Lennon?
He replaced Lennon, yeah.
Was Koki Mizuno in it?
Nope.
I'm only joking.
Neither was Chaduri, by the way. Just saying.
Hartley and Barry Robson, but I don't think he'd pick any of them. I'd probably say the likes of Naka, yes, definitely. Then I think you'd probably say, out of the current squad, maybe you'd say, actually, you'd probably say McGeady. You say McGeady in it? No? No.
And I'm gonna and when I tell you the one I think you should have replaced it with, you'll fall over dead. But go ahead.
I thought you would have said McGeady or Maloney or someone.
Give me your back four. You'll start with the back four. Make it easy. Right back, two center backs, and a left back.
All right, left back. You'll probably say. I think you might say Tierney.
He did, correct.
Okay. Right back. I mean, the right backs in his time would have been like Hinkle, Chaduri,
right,
and obviously Lustig. So I think he will say Lustig.
He did.
So yeah, the two centre halves. I don't think he's going to say Gary Caldwell or Stephen McManus. Does he?
Nope.
Is he for those?
Nope.
No. He's not going to say Glenn Louvens.
No.
So. He's not going to say Josh Thompson either.
No, he didn't say Josh Thompson.
Or Darren O'Day.
No, Darren O'Day right now is on the outs right now.
Oh, Rev's here. Rev's on.
Oh, Rev's here. Hey, Rev.
Hello, Rev.
I'm here for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even hear you. Okay. So good. So give me the two center halves.
Two center halves. I don't know. I'm just skipping to midfield.
Paul, what do you think? Center halves?
If Wanyama's on there.
Well, you will say Wanyama, but I assume he puts Wanyama as a midfielder. So
yep, Wanyama's in the midfield.
He's not going to say Effie, is he?
No, he didn't say Effie. No.
Oh, damn. Well, I think he'd probably go.
Here's an obvious one.
Is it Sviatchenko?
No current guys.
No current guys. centre halves.
Mm-hmm.
Have I not mentioned every centre half?
Virgil.
Oh, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his buddy. Charlie. Chaz.
Denier?
Mulgrew. Yep. Lustig, Van Dijk, Mulgrew, and Tierney. For his back four. And then his midfield, you have Wanyama and Nakamura. Who are the other two?
Well, you can't see himself, can he?
No, he said that too. Yeah. I can't say myself.
Throw us a hint.
Currently playing in the English Premier League is one of them. The other one's current.
Well, I'll move on to say centre forward was Gary Hooper there.
Hooper was one, yes, exactly.
Okay, so he's centre forward. Just so I remember them. Midfielders. So I've got to pick two centre midfield. No, one.
One winger, a center mid, and a winger.
Centre mid and a winger, and the centre mid's playing in English Premier League, and he's not Wanyama.
Wanyama's one of them, but someone else.
Who's in England?
Yes.
Key.
Key is not it. I thought he'd say Key also, but no. Lasted just longer than him.
Kyle.
Nope, not Kyle. Joe Ledley.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I should have said that.
And then a winger, a current winger.
Sinclair.
Forrest.
I think
he's trying to be nice.
I think your back four is probably, apart from Mulgrew, is pretty honest.
Yeah.
I think the midfield away from Forrest would be pretty honest.
But his other striker is right there.
So you've got Gary Hooper
and one more.
Will probably be someone from the current team, I imagine.
No.
Probably Griffiths.
Nope.
No.
6 months with the team.
6 months with the team.
That's it. Just 6 months.
Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
Yep. Gordon, Lustig, Van Dijk, Mulgrew, Tierney, Forrest, Ledley, Wanyama, Nakamura, Keane, and Hooper. I thought that was interesting. I wouldn't have picked Forrest. McGeady probably would go in there instead of Forrest. I wouldn't have picked Mulgrew. You could pick anyone else in there. Hell, for that matter, Leuven's would have been good. But that's really unfair because Mulgrew, just back from Aberdeen, he was really, really good. So, what were you gonna say?
How many players? Say at his best, he wasn't. He was pretty good. Like, how many players of the year?
Yeah, he was player of the year.
There,
mm-hmm. Yep, he was player of the year one year. He was, and Keane and Hooper. Interesting 11. I thought that was interesting 11 for him. I thought it was really, really cool. But anyway, no big deal. Let me ask you this. So, did you hear about the injury?
What injury?
Rogic had surgery on his ankle after the OD kick.
2 months out.
Yeah, out till April. Yeah, and we get Stuart Armstrong and Lee Griffiths coming back on the 18th.
Sure,
so one more week.
Armstrong's turning a bit player, isn't he?
Yes, he has. But I wanted to ask you about this. Paul, what did you think? We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. What did you think about what Brendan had to say about Griffiths?
What was it you were saying, that his fitness and still got to learn and
because you had left by the time we had a chance to talk about. I wanted to ask you, what did you think about that? Was that something that you thought was he needed, or what do you think?
I think he was just being provoked to give reasons why Griffiths wasn't getting a game, and rather than saying, "Oh, Dembele's really fucking good at football," which is one of the clear fucking obvious answers, he was just like, "Well, I'll use this as an example to point out things that Griffiths could improve on, and that will hopefully inspire him to play better football. I think he's probably balancing the Griffiths and Dembele thing about right at the moment. So I have no real complaints. I think they're both really good footballers, and I think that probably the long-term solution is Griffiths with Dembele being sold in summer. I hope not, because I think he's. I don't think we need the money.
What did you? Now we didn't get a chance to talk about this either. What did you think of his tweet? His arms outstretched thing,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Rev, did you see that?
The Dembele one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's perfect. I thought you were talking about like Griffiths did it too or something like that.
No, no, it was Dembele.
He done it.
Do you think? My question is more along the lines of: do you think that gives us a little bit more of an insight into a longer term view of him being at the club more than just 1 year?
I don't think that
not necessarily
a Celtic player next year. Do you?
I think what happens next year is he makes it to January, and if we're not still in Europe, he's gone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It depends on what our European position is.
I'd also say that if we didn't make it into the Champions League, he'll be gone.
Ooh. This is the last year of the easy champions route, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the last year.
This one coming up, you mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last year, the easy champions route. After that, it becomes a little bit different.
I think it's going to get to a stage where it'll be actually easier just to invade England and take over all their teams than to actually fucking qualify for Europe.
Don't we already have half our team in Southampton as it is? That's my favorite thing. Oh, you guys are shit. You're shit league. Blah blah blah. Celtic are shit. I had this. I saw this the other day. I'm a Newcastle United supporter, and I'm like, all right, how many of your team were actually linked with anyone, even if it was a fake link to anyone in the Premier League? Oh, all right, nobody. Unbelievable.
I think the UEFA is going to become so corrupt. There's going to be so many qualifying rounds that will be like a space-time conundrum where we'll actually have to start qualifying for the Champions League in 3 years' time now. Just to play a fucking qualifying game after qualifying game for 3 years to get into it. Fucking madness, like. But I don't know.
It's nuts, man.
Corruption in European football is just fucking.
It is, and I saw that UEFA is trying to lobby to get 16 teams of the 40 something for the World Cup. So maybe Scotland will get back there.
Get America to fuck out of that tournament.
Hey, we're going to do it on our own. We don't need to quit. We're going to do it all on our own this year. Don't worry about it.
Nah, it's set up. I mean, the last fucking World Cup qualifying, right? It was like America had to all they had to do to qualify was finish above the 44th best team in the world, and then if they failed, they got a playoff against the 82nd best team in the world to get in. And you're like, fucking hell. Everyone in Scotland should just fucking go out and buy 10 bags of McDonald's and fucking 10 crates of Coca-Cola and Heineken and Sony televisions, because that's what gets you into fucking World Cups. Because that American team is just as bad as the fucking Scotland team.
Hey, listen. Whoa. No, they are not just as bad. We played 2 matches in the last 5 years. US won one of them 5-1, and they drew 0-0 at Hampden. That's it.
Firstly, is a friendly. Secondly, there are people in your country who genuinely believe Bradley is a good football player. They actually think.
Not me though.
Football.
No.
They watch 90 minutes of football and they turn around and go, that boy Bradley, he's really good at football.
No, he's about as useless as his dad.
I can't understand. Like, that guy would, if he wasn't born in America, he'd be a fucking plumber or like a fucking cab driver or something. He would not be a fucking football player.
Bradley fucked up going to MLS. He if he had stayed and fought for his place at Roma, he was starting at Roma, Paul.
No, but this is the thing. Americans always say to me, goes, oh, but he played in a good team. You don't understand. Like, it's so American thinking like that. There's good teams and good leagues with terrible players in them. Taribo West, who's one of the worst football players I've ever seen in my life, played for Inter Milan when Inter Milan had Ronaldo, like original Ronaldo. This was the same Taribo West that came over to Scotland and couldn't get a game for St Mirren. Same fucking player.
Yeah.
Good teams have shit players, but the thing is, in MLB and fucking NFL, that doesn't happen. The New England Patriots do not have bad football players on that team. Like, as much as you're slagging the Yankees over the last season or so, the Yankees do not have bad. They do not have bad baseball players. Not really.
Oh.
Not really.
They haven't. They're a 500 team.
players.
I consider that not any good. But listen, he played there. He was decent. He was decent there. Roma was playing well. He just didn't want to stay and compete. He just took the money and went to Toronto. I mean, what do you want?
He filled a role reasonably well. I know Roma fans that were just like said the exact same as me. He's a robot. He's not a good football player. He's an athlete. He can run from box to box pretty well.
But that's my point, Paul. When he left there and went to Toronto, that was when he stopped progressing. He could have continued to get better. He just didn't. He took the money.
Is he not quite old though?
Do what?
Is he not quite old?
Oh, I don't know. Rab, what is he, 29, 30?
He started playing in 2004. I think is when the Mets started drafting him. So he was about 18 around then.
When you started playing in 2004,
he's 29.
First played his first ever game of football, because I would genuinely believe that.
He's 29 years old.
He's that shit. 29.
29.
Anyway, let's not talk about MLS.
Yeah, enough of that shit. Exactly.
Team America.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So when Dibelli came, like, we played 2.5 games without a striker. Dibelli comes on, scores a hat trick, and then all of a sudden, there's a Nads Chifty appearance.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
Weird. I mean, the funniest tweets of the whole entire weekend were, "I forgot he was on the team," and all of a sudden he shows up on the field. That was
you can't forget about players.
And he still was shit, even in the last 10 minutes he was on the field.
My Twitter news feed had people saying, just throw him the fuck on for, the hell of it, just to blow everybody's mind. 3 minutes later, he was fucking comes.
It was, what did I read? Something like Brendan Rodgers trolls St. Johnston by bringing on Nadir Chifty at the end with a 3-goal lead.
Yeah. And yeah, we still scored goals after that.
You could use you could use Shifty as like a motivational tool, right? Where it's kind of like, there used to be a thing at Celtic, right, where it was under Martin O'Neill. There was like the yellow jersey of shame, not like the yellow jersey in the Tour de France where they give it to the best player, right? It used to be the yellow jersey where if you were the worst player at training, you had to wear this yellow jersey at training, and it had like graffiti all over it, guys writing like Tommy Johnson is a carrot on it, and I had a Vega, because Ramin Vega was meant to be the worst trainer ever. And so you had to wear this if you were shit at training. Where I think if you're having the worst performance in the game, right, see with 3 minutes to go, Nadir Shifty comes on for you. Like, no matter what position you are, you could be playing centre half, it's like you're the worst player in the field. Come off, Nadir Shifty's coming on. Go on, play centre half. Just have him come on. How embarrassing. Nah. I feel bad for Nadir Shifty. I think he came to Celtic with the best intention to do well. I just don't think he's very good. I don't think he's good enough. So
no, I think that's an easy one. That's an easy one. So even with that victory, we're now, what was it, 28 in a row? 28 games without a loss? Is that right?
I think it's 29 now.
29 now?
I think it's 29.
29. So here's the next couple. Tell me when you see a loss popping up. We get Inverness at home Saturday. No? Think we'll in a cup game.
I think we'll probably lose. You know what? We'll probably lose a fucking cup game away from home or something.
Well, hopefully we're at home this game. So, amazingly, we've had 2 cup games and they've both been at home. So, I'm actually very surprised. And I mean other cup game, not necessarily the last one against Albion. But then we got Motherwell at home and Hamilton at home. But those are both wins, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't really like to do the whole tempting fate with this sort of thing. But I don't think we will go through the season undefeated. That's all I'll say. I think we will lose a game. I don't think it's because I'm not putting the team down. I think they're fantastic. It's just I think it's a huge ask to expect a team not to lose a game.
Not to go down. But I'm saying the reason why I say that is because March looks relatively interesting. Inverness away and then Rangers at home, plus a cup game.
I think it'd be more likely that we lose the Inverness away than the Rangers at home. Don't you?
We have always. I don't ever remember going to Inverness and having an easy game ever. As a Celtic fan,
I really hope they get relegated this year. Is it them or Ross County?
It's them. Yeah. Richie Foran has basically not done well with that team this year.
I just really want them to go down. It's just like shit. Like the away games are always dreadful there. It's like we play badly there, and you know what? See, when you watch it on TV, it just looks shit because it's like, it's just crap. It's just a crap stadium and all that.
You ever been to that stadium?
It feels like the camera angles were even bad too.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
You ever been to that stadium, Paul?
Anyway, yes, I have been to that stadium a couple of times.
It's crazy. It's right on the water, isn't it? That's just nuts.
Yeah.
The wind just blows right through there.
But guys, I'm gonna have to look. It's just too windy. It's too windy. It's too small. It's cramped. Can't play very good football there. And obviously, we have had good performances, but I think it's just not that. It's just not that fun. But listen, guys, love you and leave you. So I'm gonna have to jump off the line just now, but I'm gonna listen to the rest of the show. So,
right.
Hail.
Later, Bubba.
Catch you all next week.
Take care.
Bud.
Rev. So let me ask you this while I got you.
Good.
Jogging or Yaldi? Let's get us a couple Jogging or Yaldis. Davey Proven had said Celtic could lose Brendan sooner than later because of his recent successes.
Jog on. I mean, we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Like depending, if he uses this as a stepping stone or something like that to get himself back in the groove, get himself back in like the spotlight kind of thing, and further his career. I mean, it's possible and everything, but I think as long as everything's going okay here, I don't think he jumps ship quickly. I think he'll do a few years, at least whatever like his initial contract is or something like that. Maybe he won't sign an extension, or stay for, 10 years or something like that. But, I could see him doing at least, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I forget what his contract is, but I could see him at least doing that. But him leaving early just because he's successful and,
they're going to want him back all of a sudden?
An English game. What?
They're going to want him back all of a sudden. Now England's going to want him back again, real quick.
Yeah, I don't really see. I don't see that happening. Or that he would, he would actually do that. I mean, hey, who knows? But I don't. From what he's been saying and everything, and how he's been talking about the team and how everything's been going, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, it's pretty funny if you start looking at a lot of the conversation about Liverpool right now. You'll see a lot of articles popping up that
right.
Liverpool wasn't as bad as people thought it was.
Yeah.
When Brendan was there versus what Klopp has now. Brendan had a better record, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that just,
right.
You know what that means. They're just coming. They're just trying at this point in time. It's coming.
Right.
The conversation's coming.
The points per game average.
Oh, yeah.
He was 1.8 and Klopp was 1.4 and everything. Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. Now, the other day he made comments like, "How long do you be here? How long do you be here?" He's like, "I want to build something." I mean, he hasn't said he wants to put a time frame on it. But do you think it's a 10 in a row thing for him? Do you think a 10 in a row, a couple 16s, and he's Martin O'Neill style in the history books? Rev, you left me.
keep
Oh, there you are.
keep it going and stuff. They don't have to do.
You cut out there for about 15 seconds.
I got cut off.
Yeah, something happened to you. What did you? I didn't hear anything. What did you like? What do you think about the time frame? Do you think that's you think a 10 in a row and a last 16, and he cements himself as a we'll call it a Martin O'Neill type figure?
I could see that. I hopefully, ideally, like if I had to, make a choice, like that's ideally, that's what I would go for. Realistically, I could see him because, that works out because this will be 6 this year, so that would be his. Yeah,
he'd have 3 years left. He'd do 4 years here.
Yeah, so that kind of that works out time frame wise. It's not like he would do a full 10 years, So no, that could work out.
Got it. Yeah, I think he will too. I think he stays for the 10. If he gets what he wants out of that and has a little run in Europe like we talked about last week, I think that'd be good. Alistair Jack had sent in a over under for me, and in the tweet it said that Brendan, in the cover of the record, Brendan vows to smash the $6 million transfer record in the summer if he can find the right man. Over under $6 million on a transfer. Do you think Brendan does that? Do you think it's over under $6 million? What do you think? 5.99 million over under.
If he finds the right man, I think we'll do it.
Describe the right player.
So that's tough because I don't know what he is considering the right player.
But we do know our transfer history.
Right. And that's kind of the scary part for me because, looking at it like that, it's a striker. But I mean, with Dembele for now, asterisk, for now, and Griffiths, we don't need a striker, I don't think. So do we go for a defender, a center back, a young center back, a tall center back? Do we go for a winger? Do we go and keep Patty Roberts, put in a bid for him? Do we get we just signed, what's his name?
Ubui Kawasi.
Bue.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him with the team yet, so don't know how he matches up. So, maybe don't need a center
defensive mid. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what they're thinking. The perfect man is.
Let me put it this way. Under 23 years old, offensive-minded, and probably African, if I were to guess.
Henry kid?
Yeah, that seems to be the mold. Athletic, strong, young. Got to be someone you can get in there that's a midfield wizard at that age, from like Benfica, if he's got a little bit of a South American flair to him, Benfica, or Portugal, or Porto, or something like that, that type thing. There's got to be someone in there.
See that I would be okay with, a central attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
That I would be okay with spending $6 million on.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone along those lines that you can throw in there for $6-8 million. I mean, that would be great. That would be awesome. I mean, if you have that, you get the deal done early in the window. Get ready. June comes around. I think the team you have right now can probably, the way they're playing, would coast through the first two qualifiers, and then get to the third and have that guy cemented in by then. I think that's a Really, really solid team. Plus, don't forget. I mean, did you see the tweet? So here's another over under for you. The money you think if we sold Baton, do you think we'd actually get $4.99 million for him? Over under $4.99 million if we sold him.
Ooh.
Because the reports were that someone wanted him for $5 million. I call bullshit. I don't buy it.
That seems
I don't buy
a
it.
bit high.
Because he'd be the guy we're looking for to a certain extent, wouldn't he?
For that.
Don't you think? He'd be part of the equation that we'd need.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone wanting to pay $5 million for him. Listen, don't get me wrong. If someone said, "Listen, I'll give you $5 million for him," and yeah, I'll take it. See you later. But I can understand. I mean, can you understand why Brendan didn't sell him in the summer?
Well, then again, like, you know, I'm assuming it's probably like an English club or something like that, and
Stupid money anyway.
Yeah, stupid money, and it's the winter. Because what's the adage, like, in the winter? That's when you kind of get more defensive or some shit like that, or defenders are worth more than they really are. So, like, I know I've heard that a few times. So you know that could be it. So, I mean, I don't think he's worth that. Maybe just at that point in time he was, and then come summer, whatever, you know, team
Right.
that was coming after him, they would not go up to that figure again. You know.
Now let me ask you this: you ready? Who would you rather have?
Good.
Near Baton or Joe Ledley?
Joe Ledley.
You know, we sold him for like under $1 million, right? Hey, someone's gonna pay $5 million for Near Baton. Okay. Hey, listen, don't get me wrong. If he wants to go, and you know, that's great. And don't forget, the last player. He's the last Dudu Dehan player left. Once Effie's gone, if Effie goes, because Effie's still on the River Styx, waiting to cross over into his next Neverland. He is still waiting on a work permit. But anyway, so one more jog on reality, and then we'll switch to something else. Jog on reality. Do you honestly believe Brendan Rodgers feels bad for Mark Warburton?
I think he empathizes, or he can empathize.
You're such a wordsmith. Very good. He empathizes.
Because, yeah. there's a huge
difference.
Yeah.
He said he feels bad for Mark Warburton in the situation he's in. Do you jog on or y'all? Do you just on that word alone? Just on the headline of the jog on reality, just on the headline.
Oh, jog on.
Jog on, totally. So let me move it to the next section, which is he said what he said, what he meant to say. What do you think Brendan meant to say?
Well, yeah, like he can, you know, he probably, you know, I guess after like what he's been through at Liverpool, I guess he can
he understands
and empathize, you know.
I understand.
Yeah, he knows what it's like, and being in a, you know, it doesn't take much to have everyone hate you kind of thing, and blah blah blah.
So you think he's that nice?
You know.
You think Brendan's that nice of a guy that's what he would honestly think? What he really wanted to say?
See why not?
Okay. Because me, I'd be like, sucks to be you. Do I feel bad for him? No. Too bad, brother. Sorry, man. Up to your knees in red ink. But you know what I mean? I saw that. I was like, wow. But he's great. But Warburton's lost it, man. Don't you think? Didn't he say something like one of the comments he said? And I want you to translate this for me. So I want you to translate this into American English. Warburton said, if Celtic lost 3 or 4 games and we only lost and we won 1, we'd only be 10 points behind. Can you translate
Right.
that for me?
Yeah, I really can't, because I read that that was like one of those like like one of those kids in a car accident with his dad, and he goes to the hospital, and the doctor's like, I can't operate on him, and he's my son, like that kind of thing. Because I stopped. I'm like, wait, I read it. I'm like, hold on, it doesn't make sense. I have to, and then I read it out loud. I'm like, no, wait, what?
What? What? What the fuck did he say? And why? I mean, because the comment that Brendan said came afterwards. Because Warburton continually said something like, well, it's a game of inches and luck. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't lose 8-1.
Right. Like, I think I get what you're trying to say. It's like, yeah, just, a couple different results here and there, and things would be totally different. Yeah, no, exactly. And if, my grandma had a sack of nuts, she'd be my grandfather. Like, so fucking what?
She had nuts. She'd be my grandfather. Yeah, well, that's about right, isn't it?
It changes everything.
It does change everything. Oh man! Oh my gosh! And then, not to just continue to laugh at these people, but what do you think James Tavernier actually meant to say? What he said was, he was talking about him being prepared for the game. He said, we went into the game at Celtic Park at the start of the season in the 5-1 loss, right? We thought it would have been a little different. What do you think he meant to say?
They got fucked.
I didn't quite see the tsunami coming. And I really thought, Joey Barton was a little bit better than what he was. I didn't think, come on, I mean, what do you think was going to fucking happen?
I love, I remember seeing it, at multiple points throughout the year and everything, but just seeing it again, like last week, because it's been a while and I totally forgot, like the, from whatever paper, probably the, like the Daily Record or something, the 3 columnists, pundits, whoever, and that's being, very generous with their job titles, giving their, predictions for the seasons, like, winner, runner-up, player.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And couldn't be more wrong. All had, Stevco winning, Celtics second. I think one of them even had Aberdeen or second as runners-up even. But they all had, like, Joey Barton as, player of the year. It's just like, wow, how do you have jobs?
Well, that is their job.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Right. Like,
that is their job, though. Their job is to make people go, ooh, let me read this. It has nothing to do with the truth.
Yeah, I guess.
Nothing to do with the truth.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
And then on the flip side, it's like, you get paid to do this.
Correct. They get paid to fucking make Porkies. That's what they get paid to do.
Right.
They tell Porkies all the time. So speaking of Porkies, thank you for leading me into this. Our favorite manager, or our favorite ex-manager, and I'm going to say this only because other people can't stop me from saying this because I'm not taking any calls today. Ronnie Dyla says, I'm not jealous of Brendan Rodgers' success. What do you think he really meant to say?
I don't know. Because honestly, I think I believe him. I honestly think I believe him.
What? Get out. Ronnie Dyla said that in the back of his mind. He's going, if those motherfuckers played like that for me, I'd still be here. That's what he's thinking.
Right.
That's what he wanted to say, but he couldn't say that. Oh, no, I'm happy for Brendan.
But I think he's too nice of a guy to really, Yeah, he's probably thinking that, but he lost the locker room, well before that.
No, Chris, Rev is not right. Rev is wrong here. Dyla is a fucking... Oh, fucking hate that guy. And by the way, and then, this is what else he says. You ready? He feels he deserves some credit for Celtics' remarkable season.
That Ronnie deserves something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a line. Okay, there is a line.
Yeah, because I said that, and Chris just put in the chat room in the chat room. Fuck you. But anyway, go ahead. Seriously, do you believe he deserves any credit?
I mean, not really. No. Like he basically, he did 2 years. Like, yeah, the job he did, anybody could have done. He basically played with Lennon's team, got through on that. Didn't have to do anything. Nobody could have been in charge, and we still would have won the league. And the only reason we're doing so well right now is because he basically did so poorly that we had to, the board had to make a decision to bring somebody in to really, make sure that there were the fuck-ups didn't continue for another season. So the only thing he should deserve credit for is being so poor we had to stop the train wreck. That's it.
Yeah, it was let me ask you this: if I'm going to build my point this way. Okay, if he was still the manager, if we had beaten Ranger or Sevco, if we beaten Sevco in that cup game, and he was still manager, let's say he wins a double, he wins back-to-back doubles.
Right.
Do we look like anything like this today?
No.
No.
Hell no.
No. Not just no, but hell's no. Hell's no. There's no chance in the world we look like this team today. And you know what's sad? Yeah. It's the same freaking play, because he still would have tried to take the square peg that is Stuart Armstrong and ram that motherfucker into the round hole, which is the left wing.
We'd have Shifty starting,
yes,
and playing games,
yes,
unironically,
yes. Shifty would be coming off the bench. Right now, we'd need so many goals from Lee Griffiths. Lee Griffiths would have had 74 goals this year already, because we had no other player except for him.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And if you think, and I'm sorry, Johnny, if you honestly believe that this team, because they're the same players that were last year, have anything to do with what is on the field today. The team that was last year is on the field what's on today. No chance in hell. Armstrong's a different player in the middle of the field, and we talked about that he shouldn't be on the wing. We talked about all year last year. Forrest is back to being an active participant on the right-hand side. Boyata, since he came back from all this stuff, it's crazy what's happened there. Okay, we don't have to deal with the, oh my God, how come Scott Allen isn't getting a game brigade because we shot his ass off. We don't have Janko act there with that bullshit, right? We would never have gotten Sinclair. We never would have gotten DeBelli. We never would have gotten Torrey without Brendan here. He deserves absolutely zero fucking credit for anything that has taken place with this team, okay? The only thing that's changed, okay? The only thing that's changed at all is the fact that he's put his two players, Brendan's put his two players in. He's done a really good job managing Griff and DeBelli. He's got Armstrong in the middle, and he's tried to find a way to go ahead and put Rogic in the middle and play Rogic as compared to last year when he wasn't playing Rogic at all. And to be honest with you, with a 3-point lead, if it wasn't for Rogic's blast, where would we be right now? Was that Killy, right? The goal against Killy?
The only thing.
Was that goal against Killy he had?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-huh. Only 3 points ahead of Aberdeen that day? Mm-hmm. Right. I know what ended up happening. We won by 9, 10, 12, 80 points, whatever it was. That shot by Rogic saved his fucking ass that day.
Yeah. The only other thing that I can really see differently if Tyler was still around this year. Us, let's say, not doing nearly as well, obviously, and everything. I could see what's his name, Christopher Iyer, playing.
Right.
Because
yes.
he was a player that Ronnie brought in, and that's. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, bad thing. Really, I would like to see what the kid made of and stuff at the first team. But I feel as though he would be playing out of more necessity than, hey, let's see what the kid's got, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And he's got. Apparently, he's playing really well, Killy. So that's good.
Yeah.
And the 85 other players that we have on loan right now.
It would be like we don't have anyone who can play in the middle of the pitch because we're playing Stuart Armstrong on the right. So let's play him in the middle because we have to. Like, that would be the kind of situation that I envision us, being in with him still around.
Hate him. Go away. I want him to change his cell phone number and his email address, not tell anyone what it is. That way no one can call Ronnie Dyla anymore. Fuck. Asshole. Anyway, so now I was having a good day. And then all of a sudden Ronnie Dyla had to show up on my freaking news feed on News Now. What the fuck's that all about? But anyway. Fucking hate him.
I'm just going to start texting you pictures of Ronnie Dyla.
No, don't do that. Especially the one where he's like half naked. No, I don't need that one. I've seen that one already. So, anyway. Yes, and that is true. And you know what, Johnny, you're correct. You sat in Southern Park and you've dealt with all this stuff, and it's rather good to have these things now. You know what? I'm pretty happy that we get to argue about a manager who won 2 championships sucked. That actually warms my heart inside. That does make me happy. And no, that was not fake news. Ronnie actually did say that because he's a fucking idiot. So, did you see the? Do you watch Jinxie Johnston on YouTube? Jinxy Jinxie Johnston.
Yeah.
You got he uploads all the day's like news reels talking about Celtic.
Okay.
Like all the BT, BBC, Sky, all that stuff. It's really, really cool. Check it out, Jinxy Johnston on YouTube. Not Jinky, but Jinxie. Really, really cool stuff. And in there was something I thought was really, really cool, which was the pregame to, I believe, Hearts Motherwell, which was interesting because it was obviously Craig and Chris Sutton talking with the other fucking idiot that's on there. Anyway, so what was really, really cool was they were talking about, how long Celtic's going to, do what they're doing and how they're doing really well with their money, and they just bought Kawasi and they're spending money on this. And the co-host asked Craig some question about, will Dave King spend the money? And he starts, well, blah, blah, blah. And then Sutton basically said this. Sutton comes back and says, oh, where is it? Hold on, I had it written down right here. He said to Steve Cragen, do you think he's going to actually give him money? Do you think he's going to give him the 20 million pounds? And Cragen's going, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then he says, what did the judge in South Africa call Dave King? Glib and shameless something or other, I think is what they call him. And he wouldn't say it. And the guy kept going, well, what, I don't know. What do you say? What do you say? You tell me. He goes, you know exactly what he said. It was classic. It was classic. Because no one wants to buy it. He's not going to give them shit. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Right.
Unbelievable. So, glib and shameless liar. So that's our day. That's our day. So we have a cup game Saturday. You going to get up in the morning and watch it?
Yeah, it's going to be an early one. It's like, 7:15?
Yeah. I'll be in Louisiana, so it'll be 6:15 in the morning. Whew.
Oh, they're Central?
They're in Central Time, yeah. So it'll be 6:15. I'll be up early. I wish I was going to be in New Orleans. I'd be down at the down with the New Orleans boys there. But I am not going to be there. I wish I was, though. That's a blast. If you ever get a chance to go there, that's really, really cool. But 16. So we get Inverness at home. Do you think Inverness comes out and plays a little bit more as far as more attacking because it's a one-off as compared to a league game?
Yeah, I mean, this is especially getting this this later in the in the cup stages and stuff. This is these are their championship games and stuff, and everything that they're playing for. So I see them, definitely coming out with a bit more of a bite. Hopefully, Dembele's back and 100% or close to 100, so he'll be starting. So we can at least, match that. I mean, I think Sinclair did, a decent enough job, but obviously, Dembele's better, as our striker.
Yeah. Do you think we get a couple? You think we get 3-4 goals against them? Try and get it back home.
A couple, yeah.
I think it'll be a nice smooth 3-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just enough so I can go ahead and enjoy the rest of my day. Enjoy the rest of my day walking around Baton Rouge and enjoy the rest of my day. But
yeah,
I mean,
especially now at this stage of the the tournament, it's these are because there's the one-off games, and I feel like it's gonna be those little decisions where they can the 12th man can really try to get to us and shit. So we do have to play extra hard and careful as well to make sure that it's not going to be a 1-0 game and a poor decision can go.
Yeah, I can't take any more of those. I can't take any more of those.
A 3-1 game.
Yeah, I need a 3 or 4 nothing lead. Yeah, I agree with you. I can't take any more of these tight games. There's 1-0 with a goal from Boyata on a header in the 70th minute. I'd really like to do this. I'd really like to go ahead and blow them out, because the only time I never feel comfortable in those games. My son's first high school game was this week for this season, and they won. They won 6-0, and that was the most comfortable 80 minutes ever of my life. It was easy.
You said he scored?
Oh no! His first high school game of the season. He went out there. He had his.
Okay, I thought you said.
No, God. You know what?
I was like, damn.
You're all the way from keeper. Yeah, he came all the way from the back. Yeah. No. I think I've seen him score maybe once or twice since he's even as a kid. I mean, I want to say he's probably played in the field. I can count on my hands in the last 5 years, probably 3 times. The kid doesn't know. He's not. Listen, he moves like a tank. He really does. He's every time he tries to run, I tell him, "Dude, unhook the piano. Let's go, move it." Only because I know what it feels like to run with a piano attached to your back. That's just from personal experience. But no, it was nice to have that kind of. That's the kind of feeling I want. I want to just go ahead and at halftime know at 3 or 4 nothing that we're good to go, and I can just basically snooze through the rest of the game. Which is really what I would like to have happen, because I just can't take any more of these 1-0 games. Not that they're bad to lose 1-0 or good to win 1-0. Just no more. I can't take it. So, give me a prediction. What do you think? Yeah, no, right. Cup game. I definitely want this over early.
Like a 2-0, 3-1. I feel like it'll be one of those scoreline doesn't reflect the game kind of things. It'll probably feel a lot tighter than it really is. I'm hoping, at least.
Yes, that's what I want. Because I mean, we need that. I think it'll definitely raise a little bit of profile. Be good. Get to about 33, 34 wins in a row, 35 wins in a row. Maybe the chances of going undefeated. Who knows? But I mean, the money side of it is really nice, though, isn't it? Isn't the money side really nice? Up 94% in income. But here's something. Just before we finish off here, Johnny said in the chat room, really like to do something tangible, something different. He'd like the club to donate. He'd think it'd be cool if the club donated some cash to the foundation, some of their profit.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And that brings up a good point. Like, I like the whole Walford's Wish thing. I think that's great, and that's a good idea. But again, like, they're putting it on the fans to do it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, like, yeah, the club has a shit ton of money, and I'm sure that they do stuff and, shit here and there, but it's like, you're talking about how much money you have, and, it sounds like not everyone's, having a grand old time over there. I'm sure they could, kick in a couple more pounds here and there as well. So that's a good thing to take that kind of initiative, but then to, put out like, the £3 subscription a month or whatever it was to take. Can you guys do maybe 3,000 a month to, that's the club or something like that, or 30,000 a month? Like, it from their level, that doesn't really, compared to our level, that doesn't really seem like a whole lot. I don't know. It's just, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it could work. I mean, listen, you're either gonna do one of two things, right? Either you're going to pay the money in taxes, or you're going to donate it.
True.
You know what I mean? And in in their tax bracket, I'm sure they're probably, if they're paying 30-40% taxes, so you're really only giving $1.6 million if you gave, or just over $1 million if you actually take the taxes out of it. You say so I mean, we'll see. I think it's a great idea. I know they support the foundation by putting them on the back of the Euro jersey and stuff like that, but I think a money type thing would be cool. Even if it was money to the Kano Foundation instead of making the Kano Foundation buy tickets. But I think it's a little different now. Last year we had a section of the stadium closed. This year there's they're trying to sell tickets, so a little different now. But I think those wouldn't be bad things to do either. But so hey, listen, before I let you go, I want to read something to you. This is awesome. I want you to tell me if this is not the best. Now, every once in a while, I'll read like Scotsman's articles, right? And those are usually really, really good for people who post things. At the end, they'll have 150 comments, 200 comments, and it's the same people bitching back and forth about you did this, you died, you're alive, you're this. This is one of the funniest things I've ever read. Okay, this is what he says. The comment was written to somebody. He says, "When my mom told me a fairy would come and pay me £1 if I put my tooth under a pillow, I believed her. When Dad told me Santa would come if I was a good boy, I believed him. Priest told me Jesus was born to a virgin and later rose from the dead. I believed him. When Richard Nixon told us he knew nothing about the Watergate break-ins, I accepted what he said. When Bill Clinton said, I did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, I believed him. When Tony Blair told us Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and could strike at us within 45 minutes, I believed him. When Jerry and Kate told us Madeline had been abducted, I accepted what they said, and I grieved with them. I believed OJ when he said he did not kill Nicole. But Rangers surviving the liquidation process, don't be ridiculous. I don't know who wrote that. I copied it down. I apologize. I didn't get the name. But if you catch that, it was a Scotsman post from earlier in the week. I thought that was hilarious, especially when you start reading it in Bill Clinton's, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Full Bill Clinton voice. Oh, my God. Oh, that was too funny. But anyway, so Rev, we're 90 minutes in. I've got a flight in the morning. You?
Me, I'm gonna go relax after shoveling some fucking snow.
Shovel snow. What's that? What's
Yeah.
snow? Snow? It was 65 degrees here today.
Yeah, it was 60 degrees here yesterday, and then it decided to nosedive.
65 yesterday, but today is what?
For me,
Yeah.
I got up to 28, I think.
Oof. Oh, 28.
But with the wind chill, it was like 10.
What?
Yeah. Like cleaning off my car and stuff, and then just a big, I got like a little hill across the street. Just all the snow from that just flows, across the intersection right onto my car. So it's like,
Ugh.
why am I even bothering right now?
No thanks, man. You know what? I'm so glad I don't live up there. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't. I'd cry. I'd cry.
And we didn't even get the worst of it. Like, it was supposed to snow from 2 a.m. to 6 p.m. just straight from this morning until this evening.
Mm-hmm.
It started as rain because I guess it was still just too hot, and then slowly turned to sleet and blah blah blah, and then it finally stopped snowing like around 1-2 in the afternoon. So it just moved a lot faster than I guess everyone was predicting. So they were telling us like, oh yeah, 12 inches, maybe more. Like Long Island and shit, they got 10, 12 inches, and then
did they really?
I think they got like more than a foot. Yeah.
Wow.
Like this morning, friends like center reach Long Island to like middle Long Island. This morning they already said like schools canceled for their kids tomorrow.
Oh wow. Already.
So yeah, no, they're just like, yep, nope, don't even do anything. So yeah, I got 6 inches maybe. Not nearly as bad as it was supposed to be. So.
Yuck. I hate snow. I love snow on TV. Like when I watch the Olympics and shit. That's cool.
Right.
But no. It's no, and no, and no, and no. No, I can't take it. I quit. I retired from that shit. Myrtle Beach is the perfect temperature. Can't do it. But anyway.
One day, maybe.
One day. And those guys want to go up to Philadelphia in the middle of March again. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, Rev, good talking to you, man. Paul, thanks for being on. Chris, I wish you were. I know Chris has got stuff to do tonight, but I wish he was around with us. Thanks for everyone being in the chat room tonight. That was a lot of blast there. A lot of fun talking about those things. Anything else you want to talk about, Rev?
Real quick, I meant to do it with John Arialdi. This guy, the old SPL boss, saying we can do a 20 in a row.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see that?
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give that a Yaldi. I think he's right.
Yeah. And he's like, I can't see anyone ever being champion again, except for anyone other than Celtic being champion again.
Yeah, I can't. I think he's right. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while because it's going to require what it's going to require is help. And what I mean is, it's going to require help from Celtic to fuck something up to make that happen. It really is. It's going to require Celtic to do something stupid to make it look like that. But just me. That's just how I think. It really will. It really will. They're gonna have to do something and buy 2 players and really stick it in, and then have injuries, and then something happens, and then they come up with a Dembele type thing for near nothing, and then they turn around and we have a couple injuries and blah blah blah. It's seriously, if just the way it is now, it's gonna take something like that to turn this whole thing around. Because it won't be because they fell because of financial stupidity. Not with Uncle Peter on watch.
Right. Yeah.
Just that's not going to happen. But anyway, All right, Bubba. I'm going to let you go so I can get my shit done, get packing, so I can go out of here. Hail, hail.
Cheers.
Cheers. You want to give a Chuck Yarlotta, Chris, because I know he wants to give a Chuck Yarlotta and a shout out to Castle Milk.
Check it out, buddy.
How did it go? And cheers from Myrtle Milk. All right, boys. Take care. I'll see you later. Take care, Trev. Hello, everyone. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Have a great day.
Wasting no time on that, let us get into a legacy built on deception and sin by the people in suits holding whistles and flutes. And with these type of people, there's no time for truth. They got money, prestige, riches galore, and they're against everything that we've been fighting for. And they're wanting to crush us cause they love a war. And if the media like them, they might get paid more. But these people, they tend to get carried away. And the proof is the fact that we stand here today. No matter what you said, what you done, we still won. Thought you were the people and we were the scum. We still won. You had every advantage under the sun. We still won. And this blood will run in the sons of our sons. We still won. We saw your culture of handshakes, pillars, and peers as you plundered your way through those asterisk years. We heard nothing but venom ring in our ears. From the papers to airwaves, it's all engineered to send out a message so loud and so clear. You don't like our type around here, but everything isn't as it appears. Under the surface, the real profiteers can do no more hiding the reckoning's here. Swapping succulent lime now for crocodile tears. No matter what you said, what you done, we still won. You thought you were the people and we were the scum. We still won. You had every advantage under the sun. We still won. And this blood will run in the sons of our sons. We still won. Despite all the pain, and taking more than you need. And everybody can say, 'cause her history waits. No matter what you said, what you done, we still won. You thought you were the people and we were the scum. We still won. You had every advantage under the sun. We still won. And this blood will run in the sons of our sons.